Good morning. I have a stack of letters from my grandmother that are probably 6 inches high. I told you before that we exchanged quite a bit of communication when I was early in the convent and later on. And those letters are so precious to me, more than the stamp that sent them. The value of those letters is incalculable. As believers, we are called to see the deeper value of the things in this world, especially in humanity, especially in one another. And when we see behavior around us, as documented by the news or by our own eyes, in the streets, or in political office, or in our families, that we do not agree with and we do not like, it's really hard to respect the individual. Yet because we operate from a different core, from a different place within us, we are called to go beyond face value. We are called to trust that there is more there than meets the eye. And yesterday we talked about that inner sacred place within us, where we go to meet the God who loves us, who created us. When times get challenging, when I'm challenged to respect people, their behaviors and the way they act in response to triggers, I try to go back to that reality of that sacred space, not just within myself, but within them. If God dwells within me, then you can put all your money on the fact that God dwells within others, right? Those people that we see, quote, misbehaving in society or in our personal circles, people who rub us the wrong way, may not even know that God dwells within them. They may have no clue about that inner sacred space, that holy ground where God longs to meet them. But we do. We know it exists. And so because we know it's there, we are called now to operate in such a way that respects that space. So we can't just write them off. We can't just say they're worthless. They're not worth my time or my energy. I'm not going to engage them further, because we know that God dwells within them. However mysteriously God dwells within each of us, that's the point that we're supposed to reference one another from. We're supposed to be aware of that inner sanctuary, that space that belongs to God and that individual, even if their inner chapel is overgrown with vines and weeds as high as corn. We know it's there. And once we know it, we can't unknow it. This is really hard work. It's so much more important than what 4 or 5 minutes today can devote to it. How do I continue to respect my fellow human beings when everything about their behavior is opposite to mine, and opposite to what I stand for, and opposite my values? The love that God has for me is equal to the love that God has for them. This challenge is laid before us every single day. How will I respond? If I know this is true, if I can build on the respect that I have for God's place in their lives, even if they don't know it, it more and more becomes my first response to behavior like this, to where I will take a deep breath and step back before I condemn and judge, because the mysterious work of God is still unfolding there. Imagine if this respect that we could offer one another were contagious.